Look at me. I'm Dom Toretto. Yeah. But yeah, anyways. What's up, guys, and what's another video? And today, we are reviewing Fast 5. Yep, Fast 5. Yeah, Fast 5. So yeah, what I think. Now, what are my overall thoughts on Fast 5? Well, here's the thing. I like Fast 5. It's actually... Now, is it... Now, I know a lot of people say that, like, Fast 5 is, like, you know, considered to be the best one in the series, but I could see why, you know? I could see why. First of all, it turns into a straight up, like, action, heist, comedy, racing movie. With some elements of racing. Like, listen. Now, this was like the Fast 5 did truly, you know, change the franchise. And I heavily believe that Dom Toretto is in some kind of coma. I heavily believe this. Can I tell you why? Because one of the reasons. Why is his white shirt never dirty in any of the movies? Any of them. Like, even if it's at like, the dirtiest, like, scenes ever, his shirt remains intact. His white shirt. I would expect it to be, like, a black shirt. But not a white shirt. They're probably the most stainable, like, shirts out there. So, yeah, I believe in that. Because that definitely is pretty good evidence. Unless she was dreaming the whole thing. But that's a pretty dark theory. But, hey. A theory that might be true. But, hey. Anyways. So, Fast 5 basically opens up where we left off with the last movie. Of Dom basically escaping from custody. Essentially, not really jail, but custody. And Brian, or Paul Walker's character, or the late Paul Walker's character, basically, when you come to think about it, I think his ending makes a lot of sense. Because the dude essentially has always never felt free throughout his entire life. He's always been in trouble. Like, he's always been, like, being taking orders from other people throughout his entire life. And honestly, the end, this is like the only time where he finally felt free again. Same with Dom. He finally found a new girl in the end. Like, this movie was essentially a heist movie. That's what it was. And Fast 5, this was also the movie that introduced us to Hobbs, a.k.a. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Now, this is the part I want to talk about. Did you know that Vin Diesel and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson actually had a lot of beef on set? And I bet the scene where Vin Diesel and The Rock had to fight, I bet that entire scene was not acting. That's what I bet. Because there were literal times where two of their egos, like, constantly butted heads that people thought there was going to be an actual fight for real. But that's probably why Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson hasn't returned the franchise yet. But hey, that's his decision, okay? Because Dwayne here, he has a pretty big ego himself. And Vin Diesel's always, I just don't understand with bald people, man. No offense to all you baldies out there, but why do they have the biggest egos, man? God. People like The Rock and Vin Diesel give bald people a bad name. But we'll give Dom Toretto and Hobbs passes because family. Yeah, family. Yeah, family. But anyways, Fast 5, first of all, has a stacked cast. Has so many big actors in here, and even actresses. Some of which would actually go on to, since, like I said, Gal Gadot this was actually her first major role. So she started off in the Fast and the Furious movies, and she would go on to be a huge star years later. But yeah, because I just thought Fast 5, I definitely think was a pretty good sequel. Like, Fast 5 is being described as the Dark Knight of the Fast and the Furious movies. And Han, and when you come to think about it, Fast and the Furious 4, 5, and 6 are essentially prequels, if you watch Tokyo Drift. Because Tokyo Drift is set in between the events of Fast and the Furious 6 and 7. Which makes no sense at all. But yeah. Overall, because first of all, the villain was generic. And apparently the villain of Fast 5, his son, is going to be played by Jason Momoa. That's going to be in the upcoming Fast X. Yeah, that's why Fast 5 is going to be pretty important to rewatch the most. But yeah. Overall, I thought Fast 5 was definitely a great sequel. I would consider it like the best sequel since the original, probably. But yeah. And that's it. Fast 5 came out and definitely made a lot of money. It made enough money for a sequel to happen, where we have a post-credit scene of Eva Mendes essentially revealing that Michelle Rodriguez's character is still alive. And Eva Mendes, that showed him in this post-credit scene, she never shows up in the franchise again. That's probably because she hasn't been in acting years, so yeah. I just want you guys to stay tuned for Fast and the Furious 6. I'll see you guys in the next one. And I just realized that most of the Fast and the Furious movies have a post-credit scene, MCU style. Just want to let you guys know that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And family. Peace, family.